Hello and good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night from Zurich. This is a cooperation between Creative Mornings Basel and Zurich. We are so happy you're here. We're really panicking a bit because the headquarters featured the event. So it's like, although I'm here alone, I feel that we're a lot of people. So that's crazy. Yeah, my name is Rachel. I'm host of Creative Morning Zurich for about 4 years now. We want to have an interactive session today. Please use your emotions, drop a line in the chat, ask questions, comment, be with us. Let's try to be as near as we can. This month's exploration is transit. Transit was chosen by Cleveland and illustrated by Aliyah Ray. I hope I pronounced it correctly. Before we start, a warm shout out to our co-hosts in Basel, Sarah and the whole crew. How is the weather over there?
Hi, good morning to everybody. A bit cloudy, but as usual, we won't get any rain, and you got it there.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, Basel, you look fucking great, and the rest of us too. I'm sure after this session, we look even better. So, also a big shout out to the headquarters in New York. They are doing an amazing job by holding together 220 chapters worldwide. And I can tell you that today we have 53 events going on. So if you don't know what to do today, I'm sure you're going to be busy all day long. Isn't that amazing? We would like to thank MailChimp, our official global partner for marketing, and of course also Basecamp, our global partner for project management and their new email platform. Hey, it's so new that I even don't know what's happening there. So go and check it out. Of course, we would like to thank also Made Marketing for the technical support and my amazing team for making all this possible. Would like to take to thank the photographer Timo. Timo, right from Basel, and also Story from Brands from Basel, and the co-working lounge where I am right here. I'm quite alone, but we had Creative Mornings in-person events here, and I'm sure and I hope that in the future we will be again soon here. And as you said, Sebastian, smell a bit of coffee and also taste it together. Kathy, thank you so much for your support and managing the chat. Maybe you just can wave or say a hello. Beda, Miriam, Sophie for technical, philosophical support, of course. And yeah, so that was logistics. Now let's head over to something very special because we're gonna wake up together. I would like you to sit on your chair and to give a small energizer to your body and to your face. So if you're ready, just show me your jazz hands, maybe. Woo! Okay, I can see you're all very ready. That's cool. So we start by giving our face a rub. Massage, feel your face all over. Right. And now imagine you have the world's biggest chewing gum in your hand. Put it in your mouth and start chewing. It's the best taste you ever had in your mouth. Maybe you can hear it cracking. It's okay. I hear it cracking here. It's terrible. Now we have also not only a head, we have also a neck. So maybe you Roll your head from side to side. I can hear all my bones cracking. It's terrible. Right, now let's make the wave to feel also your shoulders and to lose a bit of tension. As I said before, if you can hear it cracking, don't be afraid. It only means that your body is still attached to your head. Good. For the end of that, we will give a smack to the face to be awake. Perfect. How are you doing? Great. Okay. Sebastian, are you with me?
Of course, I'm totally awake now. I've never had such a big chewing gum in my mouth, to be honest. And it tasted awesome. I had strawberry and pineapple. I don't know about you guys, but I had strawberry and pineapple.
Ooh, that sounds fantastic.
It was amazing.
So, Sebastian is a professor at the HSG. He is the mastermind of the Life Design Lab and author of a super new book, but he will tell you more about it himself in a couple of minutes. So, dear Sebastian, please take the virtual stage.
I will. Thank you so much, Rachel. And good morning, everyone from Zurich. And good morning or good evening also to Melbourne and other places. I'm super happy to be here and super excited, to be honest. And I was very happy that Rachel wrote in her message that I'm a friend of Creative Mornings, which is great because it's my third time appearing here. I had another session in 2018. I had looked it up on Design Your Life, and I think we also did the first field trip together, which was awesome. And today we are here for Design Your Home Office, which is something that popped up, well, as we all know, the current situation popped up over the last couple of months. And I will share a couple of slides in a moment, and we will also do some interactions. And I don't want to sound too esoteric here, but this session is only about one thing, and that one thing is you. So wherever you are right now, physically, mentally, in your lives, with a full-time job, with a part-time job, or maybe because of Corona without a job, and we will talk about this at the very end of the session. This session is only about you, and I hope that with this small session, I can equip you with maybe one or two or maybe three things you might want to take away from today to make work in your home office a bit better, whether this is productivity or well-being or mental health. And recently I've run this workshop with the United Nations, and they said, well, if we call about design your home office, we should put home in brackets because it's especially for the home office, but it also applies to the office and even other places in the world. And with that, a very welcome. And I'm going to share a couple of slides here, and I will be also sketching into the slides. And to tell you up front, Rachel and me, we talked about it before. You guys going to get all the slides. You also get all the things I will put in the slides. So I'm definitely going to share this with all of you here. And if you have questions, then also Kathy is going to take care of your questions. So again, this is about design your home office, and which is a lot about being productive, but not only being productive, but also staying healthy, basically. And what I really like, the notion of staying sane, okay? Staying sane in the office. And as Rachel said, I'm a professor at the University of St. Gallen, but I also work at the African Doctor Academy in South Africa. And also at Stanford, I'm a visiting fellow working on Design Your Life and also Design Your Home Office. And I just founded the Life Design Lab. But that's enough about me. Let's talk more about you guys. And so what we're going to do here today is the notion of Design Your Life was invented at Stanford a couple of years back. And in 2018, I basically went to Stanford and I took the concept and I brought it to Switzerland. And I founded the lab, but I also understood at the same time, I just cannot just copy and paste the concept from Stanford because here people need more theoretical background, etc. So I actually came up with a new concept over the last 2.5 years. And this new book, sorry to say this, but I'm very happy and proud. It just launched yesterday, and it's full of life design in German for now, but in English also hopefully soon. And in this book, we also talk not only about life design for careers, but also designing your sabbaticals or designing your retirements, or why following your passion is actually not the best thing to do. And one of the sections we also cover is design your home office, and also learning what we can learn from an astronaut or an Olympic gold medalist, or from a 6-year-old in Switzerland that I have a nice story to share, which might inspire also some of you. In case you're interested in the book, you can also check out lifeloops.de, which is covering the entire book. But let's talk more about home office. So, how does this come about? I mean, we all know the current global situations, and I was approached by a couple of companies. First, I was approached by the International Red Cross in Geneva, and they run a survey with their employees. And the employees said that they were suffering a lot from isolation, and they had some sort of energy and mood roller coaster day by day on a daily basis. So we started to come up with this concept of design your home office, helping people to be more responsible, but also to take more care of themselves. And then other organizations followed, like Nike, for example. While Nike takes a very different approach, I can tell you. So design your home office, for some people, it's about well-being and staying sane. Nike is very much interested in performance. So you will see in a moment how we can, in our energy competence, we have 2 times in a day when we have our highest energy. And they want that their salespeople know this so they can be better at their sales, right? So there's different approaches. And then my actual biggest organization I'm working with is the United Nations Agency for Information and Communication Technology, where we work with employees and with managers of exactly what we're talking about today, which is productivity, well-being, and also a portfolio of resilience, okay? So design your home office can take many different angles, depending on the situation that the organizations or the individuals are in. And why is this actually happening? Because there's a couple of surveys out there. I just took one from the World Economic Forum about what's happening in the world, and also what are the challenges working from home or working remotely for employees and also for managers. And as you can see, one aspect that's not a surprise is to collaborate and to communicate with other people, meaning maybe also Zoom calls and stuff. Some people suffer from loneliness. And surprisingly, it's not only people who are by themselves, but even people being with their family or their partners, and they're missing the context with their work colleagues, for example. Then the biggest one is actually unplugging from work. Who would have thought that in the beginning? I remember I was approached in March by a lot of companies, and managers were afraid that their employees wouldn't actually work. And now it tends to be that people work more because they don't know when to do breaks. They eat during lunch break. So they work during lunch break. They of course eat also during lunch break, I guess. And just yesterday, I read a study that said on average, people work 50 minutes more per day, okay? So these are some of the challenges, or being distracted at home, or also to stay motivated. Now, it's nice to see the survey, but I'm interested what you guys think, or what are your experiences? So if you can just get out your smartphones or your computers, because I'm interested to understand what is challenging in your home office situation. So if you can, just take out your phones. You can either take just a picture of the QR code and it will take you to the menti.com. It's an anonymous survey, okay, anonymous poll. So you can be very honest in the things that are challenging you in your home office, or you can go on menti.com and you put in the code here 1771127. Oh my God, that's a lot of sevens for a morning. Once you've entered this, or you put the QR code, then you can also put in 3 different terms. You can put a single term, or you can put 2 or 3 words of what is it that makes being in the home office, working in the home office, what makes it challenging. And I'm quite curious to see now what's going to come, because I've done this once with 100 people, and now we're 133. So let's see how busy this thing is going to look like. So just take a moment, and you can write 1 thing or 2 things or 3 things to understand what your challenges are. Oh, some people have started. I'm not gonna display this because otherwise people are going to be socially biased because they see what other people are writing. What are your challenges? And you can be honest, right? So it can also be your husband, your wife, or something else. So it can be people or other things that are happening. All right. We still give it a bit of time. It's kind of funny. Usually when I run the workshops with companies, we would have like 20 to 30 people because otherwise it's just too much. And the word cloud looks a bit smaller. And now we have already 55 in, which is awesome. All right, let's have a look how this looked like here. This is getting pretty big. Okay, 80 people have contributed. And by the way, once you have all contributed, I will also then, so in case you don't know this tool, by the way, this is Mentimeter, Menti or menti.com. This is for free. I'm using this for the last, I don't know, 4 years for free. And you can have different kinds of polls you can do, which is awesome. And you can also do them before a meeting or during a meeting. I'm also working on the area of meetings. So this is why we use the tool a lot. So what we can see here, if people have mentioned certain things a bit more often, then they become bigger, right? So it seems like loneliness is a big thing here. Motivation, I mean, you can read it yourselves, right? But distraction, focus, lack of movement, household. That's interesting. Can I ask somebody? Can I ask somebody who said the fridge? The fridge is a challenge. If somebody wants to volunteering, write in the chat or just open your mic. What do you mean with the fridge is a challenge?
I go to it too often.
Oh, okay, I see. Cool. Thank you so much. In this way, also the fridge can become a challenge. Household time management, taking breaks. Somebody wrote space. What do you mean with space?
It's about that we're two people that were supposed to do home office, but there is only one table that is, well, big enough to work at.
Yeah, we have the same. We're just transforming the living room in a second home office. All right. Isolation, time management, kids wanting to be with, taking breaks. All right. Thank you so much. And then again, we will make this part of the slide so you all have to. Oh, by the way, somebody said letting go. What do you mean with letting go? If somebody wants to share it. Okay, if not, that's fine as well. I said it's anonymously, right? So that's nice. And I'm very happy that today's session can help us with a lot of these things, especially loneliness, especially also motivation, focus, lack of movement. We will look on all of them. So thank you so much, guys, for sharing your challenges, which is really cool, and which is going to be the base for the rest of our small session today, right? So one thing is the challenges we have, and I think it's also what can I say? It's very apparent to talk about the challenges of the home office. But let's talk also about inspiration, because it's one thing to be challenged in the home office, but it's another thing to get inspiration. And I'm sure you guys have all inspiration just in your room where you are right now, okay? So in this way, I'm gonna do a second interactive thing here, maybe not like as Rachel with the big chewing gum, but I would like you to actually get physically up, okay? And look around your room, look around your apartment, your house, and I would like you to actually get up now and get your object of inspiration, okay? So please get up now, literally take a minute, okay? Get up and grab something, whatever it is, could be a person, animal, it could be any a small piece of object, and please just get it, okay? Just get up and get your piece of object of inspiration, okay? Get up, get up. You're allowed to get up. We will not continue, yeah. We're gonna exchange about this in a moment. Yes, we're gonna, yeah, cool. I can see a lot of stuff happening there. So get your things. And then all right. Wow, this is the biggest. Okay, you all have something? Guys, you all have something? Okay, cool. All right, so you have something which is awesome. And I would like you guys now to actually briefly exchange among each other about what you have and what makes it inspiring. Okay, we're gonna try this now. Okay, I'm gonna open some breakout rooms. So you're gonna be in teams of probably 2 or 3 people, and you literally have 1 minute to just share your object, just show it in the camera to the other 2, and then share with them, open your mic, share with them why it's relevant. And then we come back, and then we will show all our things on the camera. And then Rachel and me together, we will pick some winners, because among you, we will get out 3 books. So you all should all get an invitation now to join a breakout room and briefly exchange about your object, 1 minute. And in 3-4 minutes, we will all come back together, okay? So just go ahead, join your breakout rooms, open your mics and share. Open your mics. This is the biggest breakout I've ever seen. All right, welcome back everyone, in case you're back. And sorry for the hiccup. Some of you were alone, and I tried to allocate you guys as quickly as I could. And some of you ended up by themselves, and then I kind of tried to put you together. And as I was just sharing with everyone else before, Rachel and me discussed before that it might be a bit challenging to have a breakout with like 130 people. And yeah. Let's wait. So it's another 10 seconds. Once I was running a workshop with all IKEA management. We were in a circus area before Corona, and then we lost everyone. So we used half an hour to have everyone back. In Zoom times, this does not happen, luckily. So everybody has to come back. I'm sorry. So now we're like, people are still coming in. Cool. All right, so people had a chance to, where is Rachel? Rachel, maybe she was kicked out as well.
No, I'm here.
You're here, that's awesome. Okay, cool.
We had 50 breakout rooms. 50.
Yeah, 50. Actually, I tell you what, your Zoom account is limited to 50. I couldn't do more than 50. I wanted to make 60 actually. No, but I think maybe Zoom is limited to 50 anyways. So bear with us, guys. But now it's time to actually hold your pieces of inspirations in front of the camera. And then please hold your pieces of inspiration in front of the camera in any way you can. And then Rachel can have a look into what she likes particularly. And maybe Rachel, you can then also...
Was?
Der Martin holt seine Frau.
Aha, okay.
Maybe Rachel, you can have a look at all those. And then
I can see a lot of books, a dog.
There's even people coming together, showing each other. Yeah.
Wow, that's so emotional. I can see flowers and children. I can see, oh my God, a mask from Wallis. I can see, oh Jesus, wow, that's amazing. Yeah.
So maybe Rahad, you can just pick 3 random objects and then we keep going.
Okay.
Maybe you can just pick 3.
Okay. So I'll take, I have to say it now, right?
Yeah, you have to say it out now.
Okay, so Una's baby is so cute. I'm dying. That's fantastic. And I'll have Claudia's ear. I don't know what, like in what way it's inspiring, but that's amazing too.
Okay.
And oh my God. And I'll have,
can I have one? Can I have one?
Of course.
I'm going to take the one with 2 people on the picture. I take Martin Mahura as a 3rd person. So displaying 2 people at the same time, and I guess showing appreciation for each other, right?
Perfect.
Cool.
Wow. So maybe you can send your email address in the chat for us. Yes. That would be fantastic.
Cool.
You just won a book at...
You made it. You made it.
8:30.
So now that we had some pieces of inspiration, and I really hope that you guys inspired each other, let's talk also a little bit about things beyond those pieces, even though artifacts are very important. But let's also look into what is it that we can learn actually from an astronaut and an Olympic gold medalist, okay? So we have those pieces of inspiration, and here is Scott Kelly. So he was at the ISS for over a year, and he put together in his book actually his learnings from how to survive in home office. And this is in German. I took it from my own book, but I will translate it instantly. It's no problem at all. So one thing that he says, if you want to be productive and if you want to be sane in space and in your home office, you have to create a structure and you have to create a routine, right? So the first thing is what we need is structure and what we need routine. And maybe not, we don't have to make a structure and routine of everything, but a few things we should do. He also says you should take care of your own speed, and you should especially take care of your own energy, okay? And if you're an astronaut at NASA, NASA is looking very particularly in your energy. And I think energy competence, sorry for being so serious right now, but I think energy competence, and I see this in companies, the most underestimated element of making people productive and happy, okay? So the second thing is energy competence. And we will look into also what drives our physical, mental, but also emotional energy, okay? And this is also where the second person here, Brea Larson, I'm working with her on life design for athletes. She's an Olympic gold medalist, and she tells me at the very core of her everyday life, two things. One is take performance and practice as serious as regeneration and relaxation, right? Which is the whole work-life balance, taking breaks, etc. And the second thing she says, at the very core of everything is hydration. So she would always carry a bottle of water with her, and her coaches would always say, where's your bottle of water? Because hydration, getting water into your body, is among the core things, okay? Then the third thing, which is what the astronaut mentions here, is social connection, okay? So the third thing is social connection. And I will show you one small tool that you can actually apply just today. It takes you 10 minutes, and I guarantee you it will increase your well-being and also your life satisfaction, okay? And then the fourth one is, and if I still have space here, so the fourth one, if Zoom allows me to write here. So the fourth one is meaningfulness. Meaningfulness. And we can have meaningfulness from different areas. One of the astronauts is saying you have to go out and enjoy some nature, okay? If you're interested in research about being in nature, I can tell you there's a very cool book. It's called The Nature Fix. And it summarizes all research about being in nature and how it affects us mentally and also creatively. And even one study says if you spend 20 minutes a week even, okay, if you spend 20 minutes a week, you then will have an increase in well-being, and also your creative abilities are gonna increase. And if you cannot make it to the outside, let me recommend one app, and this app is called Noisely. And this app is so cool because if you cannot make it outside, at least open the window and use the sounds of Noisely. You can really adjust the sound of water or trees and stuff. I really, really enjoy this, okay? And then my favorite one is, he says, you need a hobby, you need a side project. And this is also where Elia comes in, because she has a very, very cool side project about monsters. And we will see her side project in a moment, and it's so inspirational. And I hope you guys are gonna leave today also with maybe some idea of continuing with your side projects or even starting with a new side project, okay? So we have structure and routine, we have energy, we have social connection, and we also have meaningfulness. Now, how does this translate to the home office? I tried to put together exactly for those four elements, very simple things to do, okay? So the first one, if it comes to structuring and routine, and those of you who have been in my workshop 2 years ago in Creative Mornings, I really like the notion of redesigning your morning routine, okay? Why? Also because 40% of our life, whether we consciously realize this or it's subconsciously, is part of routines and habits. And routines and habits have the function that we don't have to think about it. So we don't get into decision fatigue. We don't get tired of decisions because we don't have to make this decision. And what it also gives us is security, because we know every morning at 8:30, I have my coffee enjoying my view. Or I know every Friday, I'm doing a checkout with some friends, having a rum and coke, talking about the week. So routines is not only daily routines, it can also be weekly or monthly routine. I also know some people who have annual routines. And the cool thing is you're more relaxed because you know this thing is going to happen anyway. Okay. And when we do this, what we usually do, as you can see here, is as some of you remember, we try to keep track of the things that happen in our morning routine. So what are the things we do between waking up and starting to work, looking into our energies. And then we try to get an understanding of how energy looks like in the morning. We pick some elements, maybe too much distraction from my smartphone, and then we try to find ways to redesign this, okay? I can tell you, for example, one of my participants from the United Nations, she said, I'm too distracted from my smartphone, right? And so one of the ideas she got was before she enters her apartment to put it outside the house, have all evening, all night, all morning without the smartphone, and then picking it up again, right? Sounds scary for some of you, but she did it. And the key recipe, I think, is to do it one time, okay? Whatever you see today, you don't have to do this from tomorrow, all life and forever. Just try it one time. Try it one time and then see what you can learn from this, okay? This will be my magic formula for bringing new things into your life. Try it one time. And guess what? She did it one time and we asked her, what did you learn? And she said, well, I learned that I don't have a clock in my house. I only use my smartphone to look at the time. And since I look at it anyways, I'm just also checking WhatsApp, LinkedIn, etc. So her learning was to buy herself an analog watch, okay? So redesigning morning routine is a very nice way of bringing structure into your morning. And then from there, you can also take it to other places. When we do this, we apply something called the double diamond model, which is trying to understand the problem first, and then we try to find a solution for this, okay? Try to find a solution, understand, and try to find a solution. This is also what is all explained in the book, understanding the problems first and then going to the solution. So that's the first one on being structure and bring routine into it. Then the second one is one of my absolute favorites. Every one of you in this call has a certain energy curve, okay? This is my curve. So yours might look like the same, or maybe it's a bit different. Why? Because we have 5 chronotypes, okay? And the chronotypes will also display when you would like to get up. Chronotype 1 likes to get up at 6, this is 7, this is around 8, 10, and 12. My wife is still sleeping, so she's more of a chronotype 4 or 5. And everyone has one time in a day something called a prime time, one time in a day something called high time, and we also have to have a low time. And if you look at this curve here, right, this is also a bit curvy. The first learning is this: if you want to be productive, it's not about having high energy all day, okay? This is just not realistic, it's not human, it's not what it's supposed to be. Of course, we can be of high energy all day, every day, which is called hyper-aggressive energy, okay? But this is not sustainable. Our body and our mind, they need to recover. So if we have 2-3 days of high energy all day, every day, we need 2-3 days to recover. My piece of recommendation is this: try to understand how your energy curves look like. And then if you know your prime time and your high time, try to put your difficult tasks into those times. And difficult, either mentally difficult, because it's very complex and we have to stay flexible, or emotional difficult, so things you really don't like, things you procrastinate. I can tell a story about that. And then if you be more kind to yourself, you allocate those tasks into your prime times and high times. And you also understand that both your body and your mind, they need a low time, okay? So this is really, for me, one of the biggest enablers. And in the book, we have one chapter called Design Your Energy, which is a lot about the energy curve, understanding what chronotype you are and understanding that. And also in addition, using alpha time, which is the time we use just between being awake and being asleep, which is very good for creative thinking. And if you cannot fall asleep in the evening, I would recommend that you use this app called Audio Memos. I use this almost on a weekly basis, where you can just send a voice message to yourself. because you have it out of your head, you have it captured, you can sleep better, and you can listen to it the day later or 2 weeks later and see which of the ideas really make sense, okay? So that's the second part, that's the more emotion and energy focus. Then the third part here is the relationship focus, right? So in the home office times, we have especially sometimes the feeling of isolation. And one of my favorite tasks is you put yourself in the middle, you have your inner circle, and you have your outer circle, okay? And then you have kind of like a left, right, which is your private contacts and your professional contacts, okay? And I would recommend that you draw a person in here and you put the name. Let's say you put a name here, a friend or a colleague, but you also, next to the name, you also put how is this person supporting you, okay? And sometimes professionally, this is maybe a certain expertise. Maybe people support you because they know about how to do this or that thing, right? And sometimes it might also be somebody else where you can just, I don't know, I'm just making this up. You can just have a rum and coke and listen to hip hop music, okay? Maybe this is support, or you can just talk, right? And then the inner circle is more for people emotionally close, and the outer circle maybe for people being a bit more distant, but still part of your pack, right? Sometimes it's people you live with or you're physically close with, but believe me, when you start to do this exercise, you will also realize it's people, maybe they're far away, you just talk to them once in a year, but they still have an emotional connection with you. Now, the crazy thing about this, like drawing your social support network, the crazy thing about this is this: just by drawing this map and by increasing your awareness of who you could reach out to, you don't even have to reach out to those people, but just by drawing this map, you're increasing your well-being and your life satisfaction, okay? So it's really worth an effort to spend those 5, 10, 15 minutes. When I run Design Your Home Office workshops with organizations, this is always my last exercise, or second last exercise. We take 5 to 10 minutes, not more than that. And people really are very happy to capture who's important to them. And the other thing, just as a side note, so relationship with other people. Another exercise I really like is this one here. It's also part in the book. It's called Mapping Your Inner Voices. Mapping Your Inner Voices, where you kind of map where your voices are and how to have more healthy conversations with yourself. So that's almost like the relationship with yourself. I like this so much because by being aware of those voices, you can be the conductor of your inner choir, okay? Sometimes tuning up supporting voices and tuning down not so supporting voices, speaking about perfectionism and other things, okay? And then the fourth part is the whole notion of meaningfulness, right? A meaning focus. And if it comes to the meaning focus, then one thing I would like to recommend, and again, I'm maybe recommending a couple of things here, right? And when you leave this session here today, I hope that you just take 1 or 2 things. Please don't take 10 things, because if we have 10, it's the paradox of choice. If we have too many things, we actually end up not doing any of them, okay? So if I could recommend something, it would be taking 1 or 2 things from today, and ideally within the first 24 hours, starting with one of them, okay? One of them that could be tonight could be the 3 good things. 3 good things is the most established intervention from positive psychology. I studied positive psychology at the University of Zurich, and 3 good things has worked in many countries, many age groups. And what it is, and you can Google it, you will find videos. I would recommend, if you Google this, look out for the University of Berkeley, okay? Use the University of California, Berkeley. And 3 good things is 1 time in a day for 10 minutes, you write down 3 things that went well in a day. And you write down what happened, like I saw a stranger smiling to me at the bus. You also write down how it made you feel. Wow, it really felt good. I had a big smile on my face. And the third one is you write down how it came about. So you're like, I don't know, I feel like, I feel like connected to the human beings on this planet. I think this is why it's so cool, okay? And then in the end, you can even give this episode like a title. And I've done it 2 times for a week. Because if you do this for 7 days in a row, it has been shown it's decreasing depressive symptoms and it's increasing your well-being. So either for yourself or you can recommend it to somebody else. And I can tell you what, I did this 2 times for a week, and once I did it for 2 months. And if you collect episodes in your life that are meaningful to you for 2 months, or even for a week, you look back into 21 episodes. And just by looking at the title of the episodes, you are very much in line with what Seneca said. Seneca said, don't try to live long, try to live wide, as in mindful. So this exercise is a pure mindfulness exercise, and I can totally recommend it to bring more meaningfulness from the bigger, but also from the very small things in your life, okay? And then one of my favorite things in meaningfulness is running side projects, okay? And side projects can take very many forms. I see some people, to be honest, in the home office being a bit crazy about side projects. It feels like they have to fill up their time, okay? So I'm not asking you to fill your time with many, many side projects, but I'm asking you to look into something small that has maybe some meaningfulness for you. Like, why are you on this planet? Like, what do you care for? And I chose 3, okay? One project is this that you might have heard of, is a guy, and there's a couple of examples now. They take Google Street View, or also now they take Google Earth, and they make trips around the world sitting at home, right? Having a drink, maybe even being in the vacation dress. They did a trip from New York to San Francisco. I think it took them 3 or 4 days in a row. So that was a bit of a crazier project, right? But of course, you can also use just Street View to kind of like look into the street you're living in, or a street that you used to live in, or a favorite place where you've been and you want to go back. Like one of my favorite places is Valencia Street in San Francisco. And this year I didn't get to Stanford to teach there, so I couldn't go. And I just like Dolores Park and Valencia. It's just I get goosebumps from it. It's my favorite part. And I would just go into Google Street View to just kind of like immerse in those feelings, right? And it doesn't always have to be a trip around the world. It can be something very small. The second one is my own little project. And I have to be honest with you, I talked with my wife about it for the last year, and we never did anything. And now recently, we actually, I don't know if you can see this here in the camera. This is the abbreviation for Wipkingen, which is a neighborhood in Zurich where we live in now for the last 15 years. And we are so much in love with it that just yesterday evening, believe it or not, we started this kind of Insta feed with these small kind of follows with the t-shirt, but also with the places that we really enjoy in Wipkingen. And we even have this kind of website. And so far, nobody's following us, and it also doesn't matter because we just do it for ourselves, okay? So this is our little side project. I don't know where this is leading to, but it doesn't have to lead to anything, you know? To be honest, just doing it yesterday evening was just a big meaningful experience. And my last example for today is my favorite, okay? Why? Because it's a very cool low resolution side project, okay? This is Elia. It says in German, but I will read it to you. So it's Elia. She's 6 years old, okay? And she's really a big fan of monsters, okay? And she's drawing a lot of monster pictures, as you can see here, okay? And her mom and they said, well, you have all these monster pictures. What are we going to do with this? And they actually started to just take pictures of them, and then they put them up on a website. I think it's called, in German, it's monsterbilder.ch. And if you look at it, well, maybe not look at it now, but later on, if you look at it, it's kind of cool because it's very resolution. She says she has just 3 pages. One is her picture, which is super cool. The other one is a brief explanation. She says, if you like a picture, well, we talk about privacy here, but anyways, just send me a message here with your name, and then I will send it to you, right? And you can get her pictures for like 5 francs or something, okay? I thought that was very, very, with low effort. And also the mom is talking about how meaningful it is for her daughter, but also for herself, right? And so you see it's 3 kind of mini projects, side projects in a way. But of course, as you can see in the last 2, they don't always have to have an outside view, right? Because sometimes you just want to do this for yourself and nobody's gonna see it, right? So that's fine. So let me actually check with this community And I'm going to open the Mentimeter again. I would be interested to understand, what are your meaningful side projects you're currently working on? Or if you're not, which a lot of people are not, what is the side project you would like to actually get started? Okay. So if you could, again, go one time onto, where is my Menti? It's here. If you can go on Menti and just put in the code again, or take a picture of the QR code and just write inside, what is a side project that you're currently working on? And again, if it's 1 or 2 or 3, you can put them in. Or it's things you said, oh my God, now that I see this, I've always wanted to do this, right? And maybe it has to do just for yourself. Nobody's going to see it. Maybe it has to do with other people. You can also write a mix of things that you're doing and you would like to do. Let's see what is on your list of your side project. Something's coming up here. I'm going to wait a little bit to see what's happening. What is your side project? Or a side project you have seen from somebody else and you find it very inspiring. Some things you always wanted to do, some things you're currently doing. Yeah, I can see Creative Mornings in the middle. That's awesome. So some side projects. Doing photo books. Oh my God, yes, I've seen this a lot. Cooking, sewing, volunteering, illustration. Planning to build a house. Photo books. Creative encounters. Did I see Super Bowl? Diskussionsrunde. Skull sharing. What is skull sharing with a friend? That's interesting. Learn to sing. Lego creation with my son. That's awesome. Photography, sewing, painting. Awesome. Thank you so much, guys, for sharing your side project. And one thing I can really give as a recommendation, and that's also one thing that is part of the whole notion also of design, your home office or life design, is to actually start with something small. Start with something small and then see what you can do and what you can learn from this, and then keep going. Okay. Thank you so much. And I hope that you will use the time. We actually did a survey together with Migros in Switzerland, and we asked people what they would like to do different when it comes to a second lockdown. The survey we did like 2 months ago, and now we kind of have a second lockdown, and it was 1/3 of people who said, I want to follow up more on personal projects. Okay, so in this way I would like to encourage you, and sometimes also setting apart some time, and it doesn't have to be entire days. Sometimes it's just a few minutes to do this. And then finally, my last slide for today is this one here. Speaking about meaningfulness, we were launching the book this week, and we were thinking we want to somehow support people in Corona times. So we came up with a Corona special. So if you or somebody you know have lost your job because of Corona, okay, we are more than happy to invite you to join us for a one-day workshop for free. Okay, we have a special workshop on Zoom on the 27th of November in German, 28th in English. It will be 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Central European time. I'm sorry for that. But basically from all areas in the world, you can join us. The workshop will be a blend of design your home office. So we will tackle how to manage our day every day, looking into energy and structuring. But then we will also look into how to build a meaningful future, even if it doesn't look maybe so rosy. And we just launched it yesterday, and I'm happy that we have already 20 people signing up for it. So in case you guys are part of this or you know somebody, please spread the word. Of course, feel free to look at the website of the book if you like to. And here is my email. You will also get it in the slides. Feel free to reach out to me at any time. And yeah, I think with that, I'm coming towards an end. Rachel, as you see, I was trying to be in time and finish before 9 o'clock. And I really hope, I really hope, even if it was a bit of a sprint at some point, I really hope that my idea that it was about you and that you might have taken one or two things away from this little thing about design your home office. I really hope that you could take something away. I hope that you or some of your friends will join us in case you lost your jobs because of Corona. And happy to answer questions if they're around. And otherwise, going back to Rachel before we're going to finish everything. So thank you so much, guys, for now. Thank you.
Thank you, Sebastian, once again. Very uplifting thoughts. Yeah, we have actually two questions. One is Ilona is asking, how do I recognize my true chronotype?
Yeah, so chronotype is primarily by the time that you wake up in the morning. So chronotypes, you know, we have these kind of early birds and late night owls, but this is a bit too short thinking. So we have 5 different chronotypes, and you can either Google chronotypes or buy the book or understand that it's usually people waking up between 5 in the morning and 12 at lunchtime. And then depending on that chronotype, also your prime time is affected. So people who like to get up at 5 or 6 usually have their prime time almost immediately after. Me, I like to get up at 8, like right now, like an hour ago, and then I have my prime time an hour and a half later, so from 9 to 12. And then like my wife who's still sleeping, she wakes up at 12 and she has a prime time in the middle of the night, okay? From 10 p.m. in the evening until 2 in the morning, which is sometimes hard if you have to manage it with a job. But yeah, so this is wake up time and prime time is what affects or what is created by your chronotype.
Okay. And what's the difference between prime time and high time?
Yes, so prime time, so they're both the times when you have your highest energy in the day. In each time, prime time and high time is about 2 to 3 hours every day, okay? The prime time is by far the highest energy. So just as we used to have TV shows, Saturday at 8 p.m., they used to be on prime time. So I like to call this my 5-star energy. It's not my 5-star hotel, it's my 5-star energy, because this is when I tackle the things like writing scientific papers, which is a lot about thinking, complexity, being mentally relaxed and chilled, or things I really don't like, right? Because in my prime time, I'm more patient with myself and others actually, and I have more cognitive capacity. Now, high time has also high energy, but it's not just as high, okay? And high time is also affected by my low time. If I don't go through my low time, if I try to make a shortcut with coffee, for example, then my prime time will be not as distinctive. So if I try to not join my low time, my high time will flatten out. So both will flatten out. In other words, we have to enjoy the low time by doing low effort tasks, maybe doing a power nap, maybe doing whatever, but we can still do things. And then we have a high time. It's also high, but not as high as the prime time.
Okay, thank you. And one last question, is the book available in English?
Yeah, I'm so sorry. You know, the thing is like, for the last 2.5 years, we've been working on it. And during Corona, talking about structure, energy, competence, I had a 3 months very strict routine, which was 9:30 to 1:30 writing, and then 3 to 8 writing. So it was 8 hours writing every day. And now you cannot, I mean, maybe I'm too personal here, but I'm just so happy it's out in German right now and that I have it finally physically in front of me. But we are in the moment translating it and in the process of setting up with publishers in English. And hopefully it's going to come out next year. And I had even a person yesterday when I posted it on LinkedIn contacting me that she wants to also translate it in Russian. So maybe it's also going to be available in Russian next year.
Wow. Okay. Thank you so much, Sebastian. Once again, it was worth it to invite you. No, just kidding. I'm sure we will have a follow-up session on that. I'm so thankful that you offered this great opportunity for people who lost their jobs due to Corona. I think it's really a goosebumping moment. Please, yeah, just we will share the information. You will get an email with the slides. We will save the video. I wish you all a fantastic day. As Sebastian said, maybe one thing at a time. Don't exaggerate. Yeah, and maybe just open the window and try to find out what weather it is. I will try now to share my screen again. And Sebastian, you said you like binding lights of after hours, so maybe whoever is with us, we could just have a small dance party at our own home. Feel free to shake a bit, to stay like 2 more minutes if I'm going to manage doing that.
And
Thank you all
so
for
much,
being
everyone,
here.
also from my side for being here. And I hope it was valuable for you guys. Happy to see you again in another stage. And thank you, Rachel, for having me. It was really cool. And also that we had so many people around. Thank you so much, guys. And let's keep on dancing, right?
Yes, please.
Thank you, guys.
Hund.
No, there's no music yet. No music yet.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Anyway, we will work on that. So thank you so much for being with us. I'll try again to share my screen. I don't know. I hate these technical issues.
I'm gonna wave goodbye already now that I can see everyone, but I'm staying here, but I'm just gonna make a wavy goodbye.
Oh, yeah. Genau. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Have a nice day.
You can stop screen sharing so we can see everyone. Okay, cool.